If you've ever watched a sports card take off in March or April and thought, there's no way this card was this expensive a few weeks ago, this video is about avoiding that. February is one of the most misunderstood months in sports cards. Most people see it as a dead period. Football is over, baseball has not started yet, and basketball is dragging. Attention is scattered, and a lot of collectors are just waiting for something to happen. But that's exactly why February matters. It's one of the last quiet windows before anticipation starts creeping back into the market. Inventory is still sitting, sellers are still flexible, prices on cards people will be excited about again later in the year have not fully adjusted yet. I learned this the hard way for a long time, buying during the season, chasing momentum, and paying premium for cards I could have picked up cheaper just a few weeks earlier if I'd paid attention to the timing instead of the hype. That's what made me start paying very close attention to February. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 7 cards worth hoarding right now. Not because they're hot today, not because they're flashy, because this is the window where patience usually gets rewarded later in the year. If you're new here, my name is Eric Michael. I've been buying and selling sports cards full time since 2015, and everything I share on this channel is about making the hobby more practical, more accessible, and grounded in what actually works in the real market. So with that said, let's get into 7 cards worth hoarding in February. And this is not financial advice. This is purely my opinion and for educational purposes. So let's get right into it. Card number 7, 2020, Jordan Love, Contenders autographs. And these could be BGS 9s or PSA 10s. Let me show you why I think this is such a good purchase. So let's scroll down right here. Let's find his rookie ticket auto. So Jordan Love is an interesting character. His cards go up, his cards go down, his cards go up, his cards go down. He has a lot of talent. But I want you to look at this, right? Look at February in 2023. His card is about $638. Then you get right before the season, it's almost doubled. It's about $1,000. And then let's go to February of 24. February of 24, this card was like $1,100-ish to $1,300. Before the season again, boom, it's almost $2,000. And let's go to February of 25. Card was about $1,000. And again, go before the season starts, it's up 40-50%, all the way to $1,400-$1,500. And now it's down again. I like to say history repeats itself. And Jordan Love is an exciting, interesting guy. The Packers will always compete. They're always going to generate a lot of hype. I think this card is worth looking at right now. I think the odds of it going up in the next few months are quite high. Number 6 are 2021 Trevor Lawrence Silver Prizm PSA 10s. So I'm usually not a fan of buying Silver Prizm PSA 10s and holding them because they are so common. However, 2021 was a very difficult year to grade cards. So there's not a lot of Silver Prizm PSA 10s. Just to put it in perspective, I have the math right here. While I'm speaking right now, there's 1,809 graded Silver Prizm Trevor Lawrence cards from 2021. There's only 136 PSA 10s. That means 7.5% of them graded a PSA 10. So there's not a lot of PSA 10s. So the reason I like Trevor Lawrence is because I think his value is going to go up a lot because I think the Jaguars are going to be a very, very good team this year. And I think people are going to realize that. You know, they lost in the playoffs. His hype kind of died. But you could see his Silver Prizm PSA 10s really haven't moved at all for how good he is. And you can see they don't sell that frequently because they are rare or not that common. So I think it's a worthwhile purchase. I think the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence are going to gain hype and momentum. I think they're going to be a very good team. Once again, this is not something I would hold into the season, but I think August, I think this card's going to go up in value. Number 5, 2022 Prizm Silver PSA 10s of Malik Willis. So this card right now, I believe the last one sold for $150. There's one on auction while I'm speaking right now. That's probably going to end for about $250. And Malik Willis, this is more of a riskier purchase, but he should get a decent sized contract to a team like maybe the Cardinals or the Jets. The minute he gets a $100 million contract, or at least that's what I think it'll be, his cards will go up in value. They are creeping up in value while I'm speaking right now. They're not where they should be for a starting quarterback in the NFL. There's not a lot of PSA 10s. There's only 71 Silver Prizm PSA 10s. There's not a lot of them from these years of 2022 and 2021. As sports cards got more and more popular, Panini started printing more and more Silver Prizm PSA 10s. So if you ever look at someone like Jaden Daniels, he has tons and tons of Silver Prizm PSA 10s. So I think that's a worthwhile purchase. Number 4. So number 4, 3, and 2 are kind of bundled with each other. So number 4, 3, and 2 are 2024 Jaden Daniels Prizm PSA 10s, JJ McCarthy Prizm PSA 10s from 2024, and 2024 Michael Penix Prizm PSA 10s. However, these I would not buy as Prizm Silver PSA 10s. Let's say if I went to eBay and I looked at Michael Penix, right? Michael Penix Prizm PSA 10, and I want to say, hey, which ones look good? Which ones would I buy? I would try to only buy colored Prizm PSA 10. So no base or no silver. So this is a lower end colored Prizm PSA 10, but something like this red, white, and blue is something I would look at. The discos I'd probably stay away from as well because there are a lot of them. I would try to buy colors like Pink Wave. That's not bad. Green Wave, not bad. Like No Huddle Blue, Green Pulsar. I would go for the colored variations of Prizm PSA 10s of Penix, McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, because there are less of them and they will appreciate better, or at least that's what I've seen in my experience, okay? Number 1 on the list, and this is not what you're going to expect me to say, okay, but hear me out. 2024 Penix, McCarthy, and Daniels, and you could put Caleb Williams into here and Bo Nix as well to these, but not Prizm, but select raw. So the problem with Prizm is so many of them have been graded. It's harder to find raw cards to buy, grade, and sell. However, select, which is kind of a second tier product to Prizm, because it is second tier, there's way more raw of them available to get graded. I would much rather buy raw, get graded as a 10, and then hold until, May, June, July. Hopefully these cards go up in value rather than buying something already graded. Because the best way to make money in cards, bar none, is buying something raw, getting it graded as a 10. The value will double, triple, quadruple, depending on the type of card you buy. So just to give you an example here, a 2024 Jaden Daniels Select Premier number 217. This specific card, 2024 Jaden Daniels 217 Select Disco. This card is worth $27, and a PSA 10, at least while I'm speaking right now, the last one did $167. Buy it for $27. It's going to cost you about $20 to get it graded. It's a decent chunk of change. And the best part about this card, that specific card I just showed you, there's been 26 sent to PSA, and 16 of them have graded at 10. So 61% of them graded 10. You could buy them for about $30, and a 10 is $160. And there's tons of cards like this: Penix, Bo Nix, McCarthy, Jaden Daniels. There's tons of select cards. They are easier to grade than Prizm. They're readily available. That's pretty good, right? If you buy it for $30, if you're going to send something off to get graded, and it's going to take 2 months for the card to get graded, right? You want to buy something that is hopefully going to appreciate in value sitting at the grading company. Card like that, if Jaden Daniels' value goes up, it should be worth more than a PSA 10 today. So hopefully that makes sense. Not financial advice, but the best thing you could ever do is getting stuff graded and getting it a 10, because that will instantly increase the value. Hopefully this brought you some value. There's a free PDF down below in the description of all the cards I'm talking about in step-by-step order. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you folks in the next one.